afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Ron Bishop here from Timaru, New Zealand. I'm sitting in the lounge of my daughter in Timaru, and we're having a discussion about my mental illness. They all think I've got a mental illness, but I don't believe I have, you see. And right now, the room is empty. Nobody here. They've all taken off. They're all going back to Australia. That's the youngest one. I can't tell you her name because I'm not allowed to. G'day, I'm back home again. That was funny, wasn't it, eh? Hey, listen, did I tell you? I'm practicing to be a comedian. I've always wanted to be a comedian because I'm pretty funny, you know, naturally funny. I don't think up jokes and that. I can tell dirty jokes, but I only do them at private parties and that, you know. We're sitting around having a few beers, I'll tell a few jokes, and I can tell the best of them. Anyway, I'm at home again. My family's going away to Australia. They're worried, you see. They're worried about me because I've been diagnosed 35 years ago or something now, with having bipolar disorder. And of course, when you're diagnosed with bipolar disorder, they give you a label and they put it around your neck and they tell all your family that you've got a mental illness, you see. So for the rest of your life, you have to take pills every day, because if you don't take your pills, you're going to be on a high, too high, or too low. And I was just telling my daughter this afternoon that I've only ever wanted to commit suicide twice in my life. The first time was when I had a really bad attack of mental illness. When I thought someone was coming to shoot me because I shot my own brother when I was 11. When he was 11 and I was 16. And some years later, 20 odd years later, I thought someone was coming to shoot me. And I hid in a corner and I put me in hospital and they diagnosed me and said I had bipolar disorder. Now I don't know whether I've got the bloody thing or not, but anyway, I've been on pills for 35 years. And of course, any time I'm funny, I try to act funny. I'm elevated. They tell me I'm elevated. You can't be funny. You can't be happy. Because if you're happy, that's your mental illness. That's bipolar disorder. You're on a manic, you see, and you do a high. But I've got them all buggered because I don't get depressed anymore. I told my daughter this afternoon that I've only been depressed really bad twice in my life, when I nearly took my own life. And Jesus saved me because I called out to God and said I wanted to, apologise for all the bad things I'd done to my mother and father and my sister and everything like that. Apologise for all my sins, you know, and said I wanted Jesus to take over my life and run it. So he's been running it ever since. And so that would save me from committing suicide. But my sister's had a daughter, and she had bipolar disorder, and she committed suicide. She hung herself. And it's a terrible bloody illness, crying mighty. But the trouble is with the thing, is you got this label, and all the relations know. So my little grandson this afternoon, he said to me, "Oh, you've got a mental illness." And I said, "Who told you I had a mental illness?" He says, "Well, the family, it's all known that I've got a mental illness." And I haven't got a mental illness at all. And I want to explain what bipolar disorder is, because I've not only read it in books, I've experienced it. Bipolar disorder is when you get on a high, you get very elevated, and you have grandiose ideas of doing big things, right? And sometimes you spend money that more than you can do earning and all stuff like that. And that's when you're manic. That's when you're on a high. When you're on a low, when you're depressed, you want to commit suicide. You just chuck it all in, you know, and say, "Oh, what a bloody stupid thing I did," you know. But the interesting thing about bipolar disorder, it's not a permanent mental illness. Many people think it is. Bipolar disorder only lasts for a few days or a few weeks. Each episode lasts for just a few days or a few weeks. And the rest of the time you're good, as long as you're taking some sort of medication to balance your mood swings. You're fine, you're just an ordinary person. But my problem is this. I'm trying to be a comedian. I'm practicing to be a comedian. I've always wanted to be a comedian, but as soon as I do that, everybody that knows I've had bipolar disorder thinks it's my mental illness talking, and it's not naturally funny. And you see, I'm naturally funny. Look at this stupid bloody hat I got on, eh? Don't I look a dick in it? I call it my, what's the name hat? Charlie Chaplin hat, right? And I put different hats on. And I'm not a bad looking bugger either, am I? Without my hat, eh? And I do dress up in a tie, you see, and they think, what's he doing all dressed up in a tie? Well, I'm working. Today I'm working. I'm doing this video. This is what I do for a living. I'm writing my story online. My oldest daughter can't understand why I keep talking about myself. And I said, well, the reason I talk about myself is I'm not allowed to talk about you. So this is all about me. I'm talking about myself. And listen, did you like that other video I put up on, what do they call it? Feelings and Emotions. Bloody good video. Mum's out there. We're going down to say goodbye to the family. They're going back to Melbourne. I won't tell you their names because I'm not allowed to. Oh, they're always embarrassed. I remember when they were teenagers, they wouldn't walk down the street with me. They'd walk on the other side of the street. And I'd take them to school, and I wasn't allowed to drop them outside the school. I had to drop them down the road. And I used to they used to go to dances, and I used to go to dances and have a big long coat on, That's Dad, that's in his long gabardine coat. And they got embarrassed, because, teenagers get embarrassed of their parents. I'll talk to you more about that some other time, but I'll put this video up. It's about bipolar disorder. Don't worry about it. If some bugger says you got it, don't believe them. Just be natural. And listen, if you're gonna commit suicide, ring me first, will you? Because I know a bloke. It'll fix you. His name's Jesus, and if he's doing nothing on the day, he'll come and save you from putting the rope in your neck. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So see you in the morning. Don't forget to tune in the morning. I'm doing a video every day. This is my second one today, so I'm not going too bad. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.